Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers, sisters, viewers and friends of Vikra TV. Welcome to part 2 of Real Talk today. We've been talking about social media and the importance of social media in our lives at the moment, particularly for young people, because for them, social media is absolutely everything. They learn everything on social media. Their lives are ruled by social media. You know, if whether they want to buy something or they want to communicate with somebody, everything is done via social media. Now, when I said at the beginning of the program, I'm partly a Neanderthal. I'm supposed to be on Facebook. How I got onto Facebook, I've got no idea. But I don't do anything on Facebook at all. I am on WhatsApp, but again, I very much limit myself as to what I do on WhatsApp. Other than that, I don't have TikTok or Instagram on my phone, but people send me stuff, and I learn quite a lot sometimes from particularly recipes that people send to me. But maybe they think I need to be sort of fattened up, as if I'm not fat enough already. I've been on a diet for the last 45 years and it doesn't work. But this is a very important subject, and parents are finding themselves in situations where they cannot communicate with their children because their children are on social media all the time. Today I have a young man, Shadman Kader, the grandson of Kader Saab, who was the founder of Bombay Stores in Bradford, an internationally well-known, recognized store, and I'm sure many of you would have probably visited, or all of you will have heard about it anyway. And he set up this company called Suits You Media, which is a commercial enterprise, but he does a lot of corporate social responsibility. He wants to use his knowledge and his experience and his ability to try and help Muslim communities, mosque institutions, and charities to try and promote the work that they do. Because there is a lot of work that goes on in our communities, but not many people have heard about it, and particularly the non-Muslim community. In their mind, the Muslim community, we've got all these issues about grooming, drugs, antisocial behavior, all these sort of issues, but we don't talk about some of the good work that they do. As I've said many times before, if you look at Bradford, for example, organizations like My Lahore, Agra, Regal Foods, the food company, and others do a lot of good work, but they do it very quietly. And now I think the time has come where we need to start looking at, do we need to do this quietly, or shall we tell the world of what is going on? And I personally think that we do. And it's like people like Shadman who can help us promote some of the good work we do to the wider community. Shadman, thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing all this. I mean, young people who may be wanting to get into social media, I know you spoke about this earlier, that you provide training opportunities for them. How does that work?
Yes, so we work with a lot of the local colleges,
right.
Bradford College, Shipley College, and they have a lot of courses there where students require some actual physical work hours.
Mm-hmm.
So relevant courses that would lend themselves nicely to experience on how to build websites,
mm-hmm.
how to run social media, video editing, things like this. We work directly with the colleges.
Right, okay.
But in addition to that, we also offer mentorship roles.
Mm-hmm.
And we do this through one of our local community centres. We have an online position that runs at all times, that if somebody would like mentorship,
right.
they can join. And I think what's positive about it, it's completely flexible.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you have 2 hours a week or 20 hours a week,
right.
you can come in and you can sharpen some skills that could help you in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been really positive over the past couple of years.
Mm.
And some of the students that came through and started on a social media position now make websites, freelance.
Oh, wow. Right.
They've learned the skill, because it's all,
mm-hmm.
this is the other thing, all of these skills are things you can self-learn and things that you can pick up, whether that's through YouTube, through our expertise. It's not always about going to university. I'm not saying university is bad.
No, obviously it's important.
I went to university myself.
Education is absolutely important.
But there's certain skills you can pick up now very quickly, and you can position yourself in the right place in the market.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, education is the sunnah, as we
Absolutely.
know. The Prophet ﷺ encouraged that everybody should go and educate themselves. And he actually said, even if you have to travel all the way to China, then, you should do so. But I mean, a lot of young people are setting up, like you said, their own businesses, etc.
Yeah.
So e-commerce is one of the big things that is happening.
That's right.
Now, so like you said, a lot of young people are getting away from their 9-to-5, maybe boring jobs, for all sorts of reasons, because it's not compatible with the faith, the faith of Islam. So if somebody wants to set up a platform selling stuff, and you know, on the how difficult would that be, and would that be easy? Would they come and learn from you?
Yeah. So this is what I say. It's not difficult if you know which steps to take.
Right.
So if you have a goal in mind and I give you the exact map, you just have to walk.
Right.
But if you have a goal in mind and you have no map,
Yeah.
then the same walk could take you all over the place.
Right.
So there's a few very simple things that you have to do when starting. I mean, not even an online business, any business, because it all ties into having an online presence.
Mm.
So you can't open a physical restaurant anymore without social media.
Oh yeah, everything's
without
on
website,
social media.
without
Yeah.
Google. So
Yeah.
I would say every single business requires
Mm.
some digital footprint, something online. So usually the first step is understanding the product, understanding what it is you're offering. It doesn't have to be unique. It can sometimes just be in the right market at the right time,
Yeah.
and then deciding which platforms you need to be on. We have some
Mm.
clients who sell strictly on eBay and Amazon.
Right.
They have no need for a website.
Mm.
One of our big things at the moment is TikTok.
Right.
So a lot of our clients sell directly on TikTok. We also have clients that sell on their own websites.
Right.
We do Facebook Lives, TikTok Lives. There's so many ways to sell
So you
online.
can help them actually to develop the picture of what they want to sell.
Exactly. And sometimes a website might be the better way to do it,
Right.
but it might suit someone's lifestyle to sell on Facebook Live or
Right.
TikTok Live, because every evening they get home from their job
Mm.
and they can turn the camera on and they can sell.
Right.
So sometimes
This is like a QVC, is it?
it is
On TV.
It is.
Oh
yeah.
right. Sure, I
And-
didn't even know that still exists.
I mean, we have clients who are broadcasting themselves out to over 2,000-3,000 people every evening
Oh wow.
from their living room,
Oh my goodness.
and it
I
works.
think my viewers will be sick and tired of seeing me now. You know, I've been doing this for too long, and I'm sure many of you will be wondering, when does he go and retire and make our life much easier? But yeah, I mean, e-commerce is the big thing at the moment. But you know, when I met you first, you talked about Yorkshire's Best, which is something
Correct.
that you and your father and other people in Bradford.
That's right.
And this is a Bradford initiative, which is looking at some of the people in Yorkshire who do some
Yes.
amazing work. Can you just share that with us, please?
Yes, we're really excited to discuss this, because we think it's going to be something that is exactly what our city and
Right.
our county is waiting for.
Mhm.
So Yorkshire's Best is a online platform.
Right.
We're powering this initiative, so I have a team of up to 12 developers at a time working
Wow.
on this platform. And essentially it is a sharing of news articles and stories from Yorkshire, Bradford, Leeds, etc. But it's all positivity.
Right.
Not because we're ignoring the negativity, but I think the negativity has had enough coverage and has enough coverage anyway.
Mm.
And essentially, Yorkshire's Best as a platform will be posting articles. We already have a big email subscription base, 100,000 emails.
Wow.
So if local companies in the area...
So these are Yorkshire-based companies, and
These, to be honest with you, the 100,000 is across the UK,
right. Okay.
but the Yorkshire's Best initiative, we also have Lancashire's Best
All
launching
right.
next. The plan is to take this throughout the country.
Okay.
In Yorkshire, I think we have around 20,000 email addresses at the moment.
Wow. Okay.
And the initiative is basically that if you as a business, as a charity, as an organisation, or even as an individual,
Mhm.
have something positive to talk about,
Right.
we will be there to cover it.
I
And we will
see.
make sure that when someone searches Bradford, in addition, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention newspapers or not, but in addition
Yeah.
to the other Telegraph and Argus articles that come up
Yeah. Yeah.
about so-and-so has been arrested for this and
Mm.
that, there'll also be a story about how, for example, Regal
Mhm.
are supporting so many charitable initiatives.
Yeah, which they do.
Which they do. But
Yeah, yeah.
also, and another thing is, if we actually speak just from the business point of view, it's a really good opportunity for businesses to get the promotion maybe that they need, because
Mm.
their own platforms are taking time to develop. We're giving a ready-made platform, both
Right.
with TikTok videos, Instagram, Facebook, and the website, and the email.
But this is open to all and any
is
businesses,
open to-
regardless of race, faith,
Absolutely.
or no faith whatsoever.
Absolutely. Now,
Right.
of course, as a Muslim myself, and our circle, we know so many great Muslims, and in Bradford, there's a lot of big Muslim business people.
There's no doubt. Yeah.
It will also benefit Muslims, but this is
Mm.
open to absolutely everyone.
Right.
It's about strengthening the city and Yorkshire
The
as well,
positivity of Yorkshire,
which will
and-
benefit us
yeah,
all, whether you
yeah.
work a job or have a business.
Mhm.
better PR is good for everyone.
Right, right.
So,
I mean, how do you? One of the questions we have with the major sort of platforms like Facebook,
yes.
Instagram, etc., is that it's not what's the word that moderated.
Yes.
Right. So how do you moderate what you in this group of people that you've got? Who moderates anything? Because to make sure that there's some principles and values.
Yes.
That
So
adhere to.
the actual content that's shared follows 3 basic principles.
All right.
Positivity, growth, meaning
Right.
anything that leads to growth in the community, and community as the final word, meaning you will have guest articles, people can write in and share what they want. So the metric of what goes onto the site is already moderated from its inception. But comment sections, how people share the content, what happens with that, that is an open platform that is monitored daily.
Right.
So the way we had a choice to make, either we create a platform where comments come in and we have to approve each comment, or we use AI.
Which could be impossible.
It's impossible, and I think it stifles the conversation. Because if somebody hits reply to a comment, because we want community conversation to be at the heart of this, somebody replies to a comment and then it says, okay, we're waiting for a moderator to approve, it slows down communication. But we're going to keep the platform open. We want to keep people being able to talk and discuss, and it will be monitored on a daily basis in case there is, of course, as you know, on the internet, you get horrible comments and things like this.
That's why I raised this issue about moderation.
And we will be there to make sure that that's removed.
Because that's one of the biggest challenges. There's so much stuff on social media, as we know, which is really negative.
Yeah.
And as Salman said at the beginning, there's a lot of stuff which is what we call fake news that people are beginning to accept. Unfortunately, that is the case at the moment. That a lot of people are beginning to accept what is real fake news as a reality, and they use that as an opportunity to try and hurt other people as well. And that is why I think this issue about who is saying what and who's checking on them is an important issue. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the program so far. We've still got a little while left. If there's anybody out there, mother, father, or a young man watching this program and wants to ask some questions about how they can get in touch with Salman and his colleagues and the company Suits You Media, and you want to ask questions, please phone in. It's 01274 214 299. And then it would be nice to have a chat with you. But I mean, just coming back, I mean, like I said at the beginning, a lot of young people, because it's probably in our DNA, because a lot of Asian people are entrepreneurs by nature.
Absolutely.
Right, yeah. And the first generation obviously came here to work because they had no choice. But now in the 5th and 6th generation, like yourself, for example, you don't want to be slaves and working for somebody else. So like you say, a lot of people are setting up their own businesses. How, in this current climate, how easy or difficult have you found it for people to set up their own businesses, whether it's in the IT industry or not?
Or just any
business. What is the growth area now? Say if a young person is watching and think, in 5-10 years time, I'm 10 years old at the moment. Yeah. In 10 years time, I'll be looking for a job. In your professional opinion, you're in the heart of all this. What would you say to your own son, for example?
So, in my opinion, if it was an ideal situation, and this is not the case for most people, but if it was an ideal situation, you would have in mind what the business is at some point, and you would go and you would work in that industry for a couple of years. Now, of course, if the jobs don't exist here and you're trying to do something completely revolutionary, of course you can't go and work in it because you've got a unique idea. But most businesses are nothing new. They're just something popular done well. Right. You find a popular trend and you execute it well. So I would always say a couple of years working within that field, within that industry.
Gaining experience.
Gaining some sort of experience. Often what you find is it's not what they learnt from the time there, it's what they saw was done wrong. Right. And they think, well, when I do this, I will do this better. Right. Okay. I'll improve this. So that's the ideal situation. Now, most people, it doesn't work out that way because the chance of landing a job in the exact field that you look to go and do business in, or sometimes the business idea comes to you and it's completely different to what you've ever done, the best approach, in my opinion, is to keep everything costs low,
And simple.
slow and steady.
Right.
Do whatever you can yourself.
Okay.
I am here as a agency. We build websites, we run adverts for people, we do social media, and the amount of times I've had conversations with people and I've said, here is what you should do, and you come back to me when you're too busy to do it yourself.
Right. Okay.
Because as
But in
long as
terms
you have
of
time
growth-
in your day, you
yeah.
can do this yourself, and you will see the steady growth. But I agree with you, Uncle, that growth opportunity at the moment is stifled a little
Right.
bit compared
No,
to
but
before.
in terms of the IT area,
Yes.
is it sort of AI, which is where the world is now moving towards? And if somebody wants to learn more about AI or to get involved in AI,
Yes.
what's the best opportunity? What's the best chances for them?
Again, it's experience. It's reaching out to people. So I would say something to everyone who's interested in this field. Get yourself on LinkedIn.
Right.
Get yourself on. These are positive social media platforms, in my
Right.
opinion. You can go onto GitHub. You can see what the community is making in this field and reach out to people. I get lots of messages every week from people in my industry asking questions, conversing, and I mean the speed at which things are moving.
Oh yes.
Even AI experts can't predict what's going to happen next because there's so many people working on something together. So all I think you can do is, the train's taking off, just jump on. Don't worry about how good your seat is. Just get on the train, and
because that is the
be there
next
for the
big
ride.
thing, and there's a lot of people out there who are extremely worried, and in my opinion, quite rightly as well, because we've seen, history does sort of sometimes follow reality, or reality follows history sometimes, and fiction as well sometimes. We've seen in the past that nobody thought 20, 30, 40 years ago that we'd be walking around in the street and talking to people.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I never thought of that. I never saw that happening. And now not only do you talk to people, you can actually watch people. You have video calls as well. So, as Sadman says, technology is developing very fast, and we need to be mindful of that. There are lots of positives with technology, but there's also lots of negatives. And if, in a few words, what would you say are the key issues for you, both in terms of business and also community support?
So the key issues probably for business is it would be the facilities available for promotion.
Right.
So we can run ads, everything is very paid.
Right.
Having public platforms where you, like what you're offering today, but having more opportunities like this for everyone
Right.
is definitely missing from our environment at the moment.
Okay.
So the ability to go and promote what you do and talk about what you do without having to lead with your money, like you do on Google, like you do on Facebook, you have to pay to win.
Right. Right.
So certainly that, but also maybe mentorship overall. So even I have a mentor.
Right. Okay.
So I think connecting people with
So
someone that can guide them. My mentor, by the way, it was always my dad before, but my current mentor has nothing to do with IT,
Oh wow.
but he understands business.
Right. Okay.
So I think mentorship is something we have to push in our community. A little bit more.
Excellent. I'm sure watching, whoever's watching, everybody who's watching will learn quite a lot from Shadman. Allah give you the strength to even support more and more people and make your business successful. I think what is, the opportunity that Shadman and his colleagues provide is absolutely vital in the current moment in time that what we're going through, the narrative that we're going through at this moment in this country. Even today, I heard about there's a lot of negative sort of comments being made about Muslims and Islam in this country, and we're living through, as the Chinese proverb goes, may you live in interesting times. Some people say it's a curse, some people say it's a blessing and it's an opportunity. I hope you've enjoyed the program. Particularly young people, follow the advices given. If you want some support, contact Susu Media, and particularly the Muslim organizations, mosque, madrasas, charities. You need to up your game as well, as much as everybody else. Businesses need to do it, but the community organizations need to do even more, because you do a lot of good work that is at the moment not being noticed by the majority of people. Well known within our own communities, but not the wider communities. I think it's now high time that we change that narrative and we tell the rest of the world of some of the amazing work that we do in our communities, wherever we may be. I hope you enjoy the program. Inshallah, I'll see you next week. Take care. May Allah be with you. Please remember our brothers and sisters in Palestine. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.